Hi everyone, Metaphysical Mama. How is everyone today? I'm just gonna do a quick reading. Oh, I already got a death right. Are you able to see that okay? This is my Less Vampires deck. It says, saying goodbye, formal occasion, honoring lives. There's a number 11. So I'm just gonna clear the energy. And see, I can put her right here for now, I think. And at the bottom of the deck, we have reason. Listen to advice. Think clearly. Intellect. So we're clearing our minds. There's a number 15. So that's the underlying energy for the collective. Put her here. And I have my Wisdom of the Night deck here also. So we'll see if we get into this one too. Oh, let's see, maybe I'll pick one for that too, and we'll see what we read. So far we got death rights. Oof. Let's see. High Priestess of Spirit. I love the colors in that, you see? Lots of violet flame and purifying energy going on in there. And, oh, there's 3 here. The Fledgling. Makes me think of going into past. Into our dark, deep. Facing our shadows. Cleansing our souls. Making room for new. All having to do with death rights. Letting go of what no longer serves us. And she's beautiful. High Priestess of Water. So let's see. Sorry, I don't have a great setup that I can keep all the cards showing, but let's see. Hope. Right in the darkness, we can be at peace and not have false hope. Wishing and carrying hope to, as I said, wishing. Yeah, wishing and living off of too much hope can be a sin. Because it will fog our vision. It's actually a lot. Right? We need to have confidence in ourselves and love ourselves. And like the underlying card said, listen to advice. Think clearly. Be playful. And it's Friday. As I'm doing this reading, it was just 441 as I said that. Take a risk. right? Again, so you can see your vision clearly and start creating. Letting go. And that's really what death means. Letting go of the old, letting go of what no longer serves us. I was just on the phone with my good friend, Miss Gina Ballerina. And we were speaking of the word sacrifice, and she asked me if I knew what the original meaning meant. And I wasn't sure what she was referring. I said, no, I'm not. And she said, it's really when we give something up. And I was like, oh, yes. It's, it has nothing to do with necessarily a physical sacrifice. It has to do with going in and getting rid of all our junk, right? Coming to terms, and we should do that on a daily, right? Clean out our mental space and our physical vessel, eat well, sing, dance, hum. We get a lot of static stuck in us. It's great to eat and exercise. We want to take care of ourselves physically, but we also want to make sure we're doing the spiritual work and the mental and the emotional work so that we're coming from a balanced place and we're not all foggy, because then we're the ones with the virus spreading disease and discord. That's really what that word means, virus. If I'm in an imbalanced state, if my mental space is too chaotic, I have too many thoughts and I'm in worry, I gotta do this, I have to do that, I don't have time for this, I agreed to do this over the weekend, now I can't do that, right? We tie ourselves up into knots. We put ourselves into a prison. The word devil, if you look it up, also means contract. So it doesn't always mean necessarily bad, but it's like if I have a friend or I say to if someone asks me, can you do something with me tomorrow at 3 o'clock? For me, it puts me into a panicky state and anxiety a lot of the time, because I go through so many things so fast in every moment that if I have to plan on being somewhere tomorrow at 3, then I feel like, oh, now I'm not sure if I can do, right? It puts a little bit of an anxiety within me on occasion. So I don't mind doing stuff, but I'm cautious, is what I'm saying, as to when and who I say yes to, so I don't get locked into a contract and feel that way. Because sometimes we, yes ma'am, yes sir, we yes to death. And because we want to help, sometimes it's important to say, no, I can't. I would love to help you, but I can't because I have too much on my plate right now. Or I'm in the middle of processing a lot of things right now, so I can't really add anything else additional to my schedule, right? So there's ways that we can be respectful to another being that asks something of us that we can't, maybe don't feel comfortable in that moment, and then a later date and time, right, then maybe we could, a situation will come up and it'll be a little different and we'll feel a little bit better because we'll have whatever we didn't have going on in that moment, right? We got to finish. So now we can make room for the next thing, right? The next best thing. We can only put so much on our plate at once. So we really all have to start living by that rule. It's very important, to take care of ourselves and to give ourselves permission to do so. And you know, so that we're not harming one another and expecting each other to, like, you know, cut one's arm off or sacrifice their anything, right? Their time, their space, their energy. You know, everything should be of equal energy exchange. The word sex, the acronym for sex, is sacred energy exchange. So me coming on here, I don't want anything from you who's watching except for hopefully a message to resonate. And if it does with one being, yay! You know, and if not, that's okay too. And right, maybe the message just isn't for you or isn't for you yet, or either way, it's okay. Right? But if you got drawn here, it was for a reason. You know, we and maybe not, the reason is what it is. But if we keep practicing death rites, meaning ridding ourselves of what no longer serves us, doing that daily, like every night, like, okay, I'm gonna, right, so how was my day? Did I do everything I needed to? Not what I have to, not what others expected. Not where I think if I do this or don't do this, that makes me good or bad. Please start taking a look at where you as a person individually, right, have feelings of guilt for saying no, or maybe staying where you know you're not happy. We stay too long because we feel bad. We don't want to leave that job. We don't want to leave a relationship. We're scared if we do something different, right, that our family or our coworkers or our children or our friends will get upset with us. So instead, we sacrifice ourselves instead of, and then we become bitter, right? Wormwood. Beware of bitter waters. So if our waters start becoming bitter, that means that we're sick and we're at dis-ease. So we're not always bad, but sometimes because we want to be people pleasers, we want to help, we don't know when to say no, or we feel bad to say no, especially us high empaths, telepaths, etc. So it's important to create safe, healthy boundaries for self. And if someone else doesn't respect that, well, all the more reason to make a more solid boundary so that you have a safe environment to heal in. I speak to myself when I say these things as well, because it's really important that we honor ourselves, right? The most important rule is to thine own self be true. So let's read Death Rites in the book and see what that says. What number was it? 11. I love the number 11. I'm a life path number 11. Anybody else? Master numbers 11, 22, and 33. Okay. So let's see. And this is the book I'm reading from in the deck. Les Vampires. I almost said Les Miserables. Yeah. I have to watch that later. All right, Death Rites. Number 11. Saying goodbye. Formal occasion. Honoring lives. And that's how we pass souls too. We honor those that have passed and bring all the love and the lessons that they've taught us forward. And that's how we honor and keep their spirit and them alive. We honor their lives, not feel sad. We honor and bring forward in a new vibration, right? That's the best way we can honor anything that we've already lost. We do no service by, right, holding sadness attached to it. That holds a soul in purgatory. That's like Atreyu in the swamp of sadness, and he's like, "You stupid horse," in the never-ending story. All right, so let's not be the stupid horse.